For centuries, a mere rumor was enough to ignite a bonfire. What once was heresy, today is a viral trend with millions of followers. From whispers in the dark to spell tutorials on TikTok. Coders, the question is not whether witchcraft exists, but whether you believe in it. Coders, today we delve into one of the most fascinating and controversial topics in history. Witchcraft. We will travel to medieval Europe, where a simple rumor could ignite the stake and condemn entire lives. We will explore how these practices survived in the shadows, from pagan and indigenous rituals to Caribbean voodoo and Latin American Santeria. We will see how, in the 21st century, witchcraft resurfaces under new forms such as Wicca, neopaganism, and the digital phenomenon of #WitchTalk, with billions of views. We will analyze the brutal contrast. What was once punished as heresy, today is consumed as entertainment and even as spiritual identity. And most importantly, we will open the debate. Is modern witchcraft a true spiritual renaissance? Or a digital spectacle that turns faith into just another product? Coders, get ready. Because what you are about to hear is not just history, nor a simple trend. It is a living mystery that divides opinions, breaks taboos, and forces us to ask ourselves what we truly believe in. To understand why this topic is still alive and generates so much controversy, coders, we must travel back in time. To understand why this topic is still alive and generates so much controversy, coders, we must travel back in time. For centuries, witchcraft was associated with darkness, superstition, and fear. In medieval Europe, thousands of women, and some men, were accused of practicing black magic, taken to public trials, and condemned to the stake. The famous Malleus Maleficarum, written in 1487, became a persecution manual that fueled paranoia against supposed witches. However, what was once a cause of persecution and collective terror never completely disappeared. Throughout history, magical practices survived in the shadows, in pagan rituals, in indigenous traditions, in Caribbean voodoo, or in Latin American Santeria. Even in the Bible, figures such as the Witch of Endor, 1 Samuel 28, appear as testimonies that magic and divination always troubled official religions. Today, in the 21st century, witchcraft has resurfaced under a new face. Wicca and other neopagan movements, even recognized as religions in countries like the United States and the United Kingdom. What was once called heresy is now presented as alternative spirituality. And the change is so radical that even celebrities and brands have commercialized this interest. From singers who openly speak of energetic rituals, to large stores that sell magic kits with crystals, candles, and tarot cards. But the true epicenter of this boom lies in social media. On TikTok, hashtags like #WitchTalk exceed 40 billion views, turning witchcraft into a global, viral phenomenon accessible with just a simple scroll. Young people around the world share spells, full moon rituals, live tarot readings, and advice on protecting energy. And here arises the great controversy. Are we witnessing a true spiritual renaissance, or just a consumer trend disguised as faith? Tell me, coder, do you see it as a spiritual awakening, or as a digital spectacle? Leave your opinion in the comments, because I want to hear the voice of this community. And now, that leap from the past to the present leaves us with a disturbing question, coders. How is it that something once so feared is now consumed as entertainment. Centuries ago, in medieval Europe, a mere rumor was enough for a person to be accused of witchcraft. Small villages lived under the constant fear of the invisible, spells, curses, and pacts with the devil. Back then, the sound of a bell could mean the start of a public trial, and the fire of the stake was lit as a collective spectacle. Today, in the 21st century, the stage is completely different. We are no longer talking about rural villages or squares filled with inquisitors. The new coven takes place on screens illuminated by pixels, on TikTok, on Instagram, in live streams that reach millions of viewers. What once was hidden in forests and caves now happens in the palm of your hand with a simple scroll. And precisely in that contrast, coders, the real question arises. Is it a spiritual renaissance or a digital spectacle? What was once synonymous with heresy and condemnation today is presented as a trend and even as spiritual identity. In the past, witchcraft hid among whispers and secret rituals, fearing the Inquisition and public punishment. Now, it is shown without fear. Thousands of young people record spell tutorials, sell amulets in online stores, and turn tarot into a global business. We have gone from bonfires lit by fear to candles lit for self-care rituals, from accusations in town squares to viral hashtags that accumulate millions of views. The contrast is brutal. What once cost lives, today gains followers. Coders. To answer it, we must listen to the voices in favor and those against. And here, the true mystery arises. Are we facing a real spiritual renaissance, or just a trend that turns faith into another consumer product? Is modern witchcraft an echo of ancestral practices seeking to return power to the individual? Or simply a digital spectacle that feeds the need for likes and followers? For some, modern witchcraft is nothing more than a superficial trend, an attractive label dressed in dark colors, scented candles, and self-help phrases to sell products and gain followers. They say it has been emptied of meaning, that what was once mystery is now simple marketing. But for others, the story is different. They claim witchcraft is a legitimate spirituality, a way of reconnecting with ancestral traditions that survived persecution. For them, rituals with crystals, moon phases, or tarot are neither games nor trends. They are tools of personal power, healing, and the search for meaning in a world that seems increasingly empty. Between both extremes, thousands of voices clash on the internet. Some ridicule, others defend with passion. And in the middle of that digital battle, modern witchcraft remains alive, oscillating between authentic faith and spectacle. Tension appears when the spiritual collides with the commercial. On one hand, witchcraft is presented as a path of personal freedom, a space where each individual can create their own rituals, invoke energies, and feel in control of their destiny. Social networks are full of initiation kits, magical candles sold by influencers, and tutorials that turn the sacred into viral content. The contradiction is inevitable. Can a spiritual practice preserve its authenticity when it becomes a global trend? Coders, the question is inevitable. Are we witnessing a real awakening, or simply a market disguised as faith? On TikTok, the hashtag #WitchTalk has accumulated more than 40 billion views, becoming one of the biggest spiritual phenomena of the digital era. Accounts with millions of followers offer live tarot readings, full moon rituals, and recipes to attract abundance. Wicca, considered a neopagan religion, was officially recognized in the United States since the 1980s, and today has more than 1 million registered practitioners, according to Pew Research Center surveys. Fashion and cosmetics brands have launched lines inspired by mystical energies, while bookstores report that books on magic, astrology, and tarot are among the bestsellers in youth categories. Even celebrities like Beyoncé or Lana Del Rey have publicly declared using spiritual rituals or symbolism related to witchcraft. These facts confirm that the interest in the occult is not marginal. It has become a cultural and economic force. Is modern witchcraft a legitimate path of spiritual seeking, or a digital spectacle designed to entertain and sell? What goes viral today as magic? Is it the heritage of ancient sacred traditions, or just the reflection of a world that needs to believe in something, even if only for a few seconds in an endless scroll?